I've been fortunate enough to travel across the world and go to polar regions. I've witnessed the wonderful landscapes, the truly amazing wildlife that we see in these polar regions. But what we're also seeing is climate change, and that's having a big impact with the melting ice. As we can see, the glaciers are melting very, very quickly, and it's affecting the wildlife in the water, because there's more and more fresh water going into the system, and that has an impact on all the animals that live nearby. And of course, more and more water going into the oceans is raising the sea levels, and this ultimately will have a ripple effect right across the globe, as far even as places like Shoreham by Sea. At the toll bridge, we can see evidence of increased flooding risk. We have walls, we have river banks. These are here to protect these warehouses, the airport, and these residential areas. With climate change, we know we're getting increased river flooding because of storms, more frequent and more violent, and that is bringing water into this river, and it's putting these residential areas over here under increased flooding risk. This is the Archimedes screw. It's a principle to help lift water from low-lying areas over the bank into the main river area. We can actually see the blades beginning to turn, and in doing so you can see the water rising up the bank there. This is a defensive scheme. It's a key mitigation effort to try and reduce the flooding risk and putting water back into the River Ada, defending this floodplain. At Coronation Green, these walls and revetments have been built to protect the shops and the high street from flooding. With increasing tides and higher sea level, more and more stormwater coming down this river, the river level will only rise. That's putting this area under more and more threat. The White House here behind us, up until recently, was almost flooded out and has to be protected by building walls and revetments such as these. Here on Shoreham Beach, there are efforts to protect our residential areas. These stone revetments here have been brought in from Norway. It's a rock called lavikite, and it's been brought here to protect our homes by helping build up the pebble beaches, which will create a barrier. We will be protected into the future. Also, we replenish the beach. We take these pebbles and we pile them up, and that way that will act as a barrier too, to protect our home. We can all help in reducing the impact of climate change by making efforts in the local community. Climate change is daunting, but together we can make a difference.